Rangers, attention! There's a story in 2 Samuel chapter 12 where Prophet Nathan shares to David. And the story goes like this. There was this poor man, and all he really had was just this little sheep. And he loved his sheep so much, he treated it like his daughter. He fed the sheep, took care of the sheep. The sheep would sometimes sleep in his bed. I mean, everywhere he went, the sheep went with him. Kind of like Mary and the little lamb, but the poor guy and his sheep. Anyways, and then there's this other dude. He was a rich guy, and he had a lot of animals. I'm talking about a lot of animals. You name him, he probably had it. I don't know. But anyways, he had a lot of animals. And one day, this rich man had this friend, and the friend went to go visit him, and they got excited. He's like, hey, you know, my friend's here. Let's have a party. So he tells the cooks, hey, check it out. I need you to make this big feast. But instead of taking one of my animals, go to the poor man and take that sheep and make it into the party meal. So the cooks went to the poor man's house. They took the sheep and they cooked it and they ate it. As soon as the story was over, David was so angry. He's like, you know what? That is so messed up. What's going to happen is we're going to find this guy, and that dude has to pay that poor man 4 times more of what he stole, because that wasn't even right. Then the prophet Nathan turned around to David and said, hey, this story is about you. You see, what happened was that the army of Israel went to go to war, but David stayed back. While he was there enjoying his view, he sees this lady, and this lady's already a married lady. But this David says, you know what? I would like to have this lady as my girlfriend. Time passes, and the lady finally becomes his girlfriend and then his wife. But David did something wrong. He thought nobody saw him, and he thought nobody knew. But there's nothing that you can do that you could hide from God. And because of what happened, Nathan told David, you know what? God said this. God's gonna punish you. He's gonna make sure that you realize that bad choices have bad consequences. I want to imagine that one day he couldn't sleep, and just like how it is right now, real dark, early in the morning, he steps out and he's looking at the stars. I want to imagine he's looking at the stars, or he's looking at the rising sun, and he gets his pen, he gets his paper, and he starts writing. And he ends up writing one of the most beautiful Psalms ever. This is Psalms 51. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness, according to the multitude of your tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Against you, you only, have I sinned, and done this evil in your sight, that you may be found just when you speak, and blameless when you judge. Now you're probably asking yourself, Commander Bruno, what does this have to do with me? What blue point do I have to learn from this? Well, the blue point that King David practiced here was courageous. You may be thinking that if you do something that you've never been able to do and you're not afraid of doing it, you become courageous, and it's true. But one of the most courageous parts as a Royal Ranger is you have to present yourself to God whenever you do something wrong. And that's exactly what King David did in Psalm 51. And he went up to God and he said, basically was saying, God, I messed up. Please forgive me. I knew what I was doing, and it was wrong, and I need you to please forgive me. That's one thing that we have to learn as a Royal Ranger. You know, we could be courageous and do many awesome things, but one of the most beautiful ways we show courage is when we come to God and we recognize to God, hey God, I messed up, I'm sorry. Big form of courage when you go to your parents and you did something wrong, and you know you're gonna get in trouble, but you still go to your parents and say, Mom, Dad, Mom, I'm sorry. I did something wrong. Bad choices equals bad consequences. But because you show courage, it helps you develop to be a stronger Royal Ranger. It helps you develop to be a stronger person from inside out. And everybody loves a person who's honest. Why? Because it takes courage to be honest. So question number 1. The story in 2 Samuel chapter 12, it was about 2 people. Who were these 2 people? Question number 2, where was a Bible reference found at? And question number 3, what blue point did David demonstrate? This is Commander Bruno signing out.